In 2007, my life changed. I know a lot of people would like to bring a point in time in their lives. I'm probably going to say another time or something else when my life changed. But truly, I truly believe my life changed in 2007. I was in the university in Houston, Texas, University of Houston. Go Cougs, shout out. And I remember, I think it was a Saturday evening. I went to the club, a reggae club in Houston then. And I came back. I came back. I felt a bit weak. I thought it was just from dance. I love to dance then, of the party, all of that. 2007. Came back. I didn't feel good. And that was the beginning. It was a spiral from being bedridden, stomach ache, to not being able to speak, slurring my voice, going from one clinic to the other. My older brother then, Wasil, it was just both of us in the US. Him taking me around, and they couldn't figure out what was wrong with me. And I remember on this particular day, the day I was hospitalized, our mom, our late mom, may God rest her soul, she I heard her. That was probably the last coherent thing that happened with me. I heard her screaming on the phone, "Hey, 911, call 911, call 911." And that's how I found myself in a hospital. Well, for those who know me already, you know my name, you know who I am. But if you don't know me, my name is Bola Lawal. I am the Convener'S CEO of Premier Business Network. I'm on the board of 3MTT, the program for the federal government to help train young people in tech talent. I'm also on one of the board of directors of Canary Point Capital here in Nigeria, investment firm sanctioned by the SEC. So yeah, that's me. I'm 42 today, and I would like to share a bit of my story. And I'm sharing this not because I want sympathy from everyone. This was 2007. Now we're in 2025. This is 2007, so that's 18 years ago. But I'm sharing this, I turned 42 today. And in the past few years, I've not really talked about this particular episode in my life. But in the past few years, I've seen people struggle with critical illness and bad news and setbacks. And I felt like maybe I should start telling my story more. So this is a story of resilience. This is a story of, okay, I understand why he is the way he is. This is how I see life now, my outlook on life. This is why I care about people. This is why I build around people. I build for people. This is why, because life, I think, could be a switch. One minute you're good, next minute a switch goes off and you're gone. So back to the story. I got taken to the hospital, and I was bedridden in the hospital for 2 weeks. 2 whole weeks. It got to the point, I saw every single specialist you could think of. Everyone, from heart doctor, everything. Did all kinds of tests. Did one of the most painful tests you could ever do, a spinal tap. But they would literally put a needle in your spine, I guess, and to get fluids from it. I don't know, to get a bone marrow sample. I don't understand what it is, but it hurt. It hurt so bad. Eventually, I had to go do a what they call a biopsy. Because I think after all the scans, they saw something in my chest, and they call it a mass. I'm no medical expert or anything, so a lot of what I was saying are things I heard and I was told. And if you've been around me, you see a small incision below my neck, and it's where they took the sample. And they came back, and they were like, so after the recovery, they told me, oh yeah, this is what we suspected. It's Hodgkin's lymphoma. It's a form of blood cancer. You have cancer. Now, let me go back to recovery real quick. I'll go back to the recovery phrase. When I was in recovery, just waking up from the surgery, the anesthesia was worn off and everything. I was feeling, oh my God, my neck. I was feeling pain. I was feeling, oh my God, what's going on? My brother had been allowed to come in, so I noticed my brother. And then it was a big recovery room, so they had multiple patients there. And there was a lady there just reeling and screaming and shouting. And I was like, what happened? I was like, oh, her leg got amputated. And I go, oh, me, I'm okay. And that just gave me perspective, because you're thinking that you're in the worst predicament in life. And the next person to you just lost a limb. It gives you perspective. So that in itself started to give me a new sense. And to be honest with you, I just wanted to know what the diagnosis was, because they keep telling me they don't know. So I've been fed up 2 weeks. When they found out, in a weird way, I was relieved that, at least they know what's wrong, right? So we go, and then it started to hit me, because all of a sudden, I think the next day they started sending in counselors, people to come talk to me. And then one of the nurses was like, whatever they tell you, do not let them give you anything for antidepressants. Don't let them give you any antidepressants. Don't let them give you any medicine for depression. Don't use it. I was like, why would I need depression? I'm just like, okay, I'm sick. They'll give me treatment. I'm fine. I mean, I was a naive guy then too. So I came inside to explain. But what did it for me was one particular doctor that we saw, me and my brother met with her. And she said, look, I'm telling you right now, this is not a death sentence. This is not just that you'll be fine, this is very curable. If you have the fighting spirit, if you have the right mindset, and you do all your treatment, this is very, very beatable. You can beat it. You have to have the right attitude. That stuck with me, because when she said this is not a death sentence, I was like, why would I? Again, I was very naive. I'm a very upbeat guy. Then it started to dawn on me, like, wait, guy, it's not malaria. They're talking about cancer. And so we're in a private hospital then. I didn't have insurance. I was a student in the university. I didn't have insurance. To today, I love Barack Obama with everything in me, because the Affordable Care Act that he passed means that if you have pre-existing condition in the US and you have insurance, they will cover it. Before that, because I went on, finished uni, I got a good job. But if that act wasn't in place, even if you have a good insurance, you won't get care if you have, God forbid, the same illness comes back. It does not come back. It will never come back. It's almost 20 years now. And this is actually my first time talking about it in public. And I feel like this is my birthday present to everyone. This is my gift for everyone on my birthday, to talk about this story. Because again, I never like to talk about it. I never really talked about it a few years ago. And just, I think about yesterday or 2 days ago, someone reached out to me because they saw it, because I have spoken about it from this Ask Me Anything question game that I was playing on Instagram stories. I was sharing based on questions I was asked anonymously. So I talked about the cancer there, and he prompted that person to call me and talked about a relative going through the same issue. I'm like, I really never talk about it. I've never sat down. I've done tons of videos through my years in entrepreneurship. Mostly I'd like to talk about business. I really don't talk about my life, my personal. I do talk about the journey, but I don't really talk about the personal stuff. Or what makes Bolalawa, what makes him this big, goofy, crazy guy. I go through a lot of challenges. Everyone goes through challenges. Heck, I might be going through a challenge right now, but you'll never really tell, because first of all, I've gone through the worst of the worst. Um, if you've been through what I've been through, imagine then, even after or during the treatment, if anything is wrong with you, you start panicking. As the cancer comes back, as the cancer come back, as the cancer come back. There was a time, funny story, there was a time I drank beet juice. I went to use the bathroom, and I looked down and I saw red. I almost died that day. I said, "Oh God, this is it. That's come back. I have cancer. Why am I still in red?" And then, luckily, I googled, and they were like, "Oh, if you beet juice, it can come out in your stool and everything." I was like, "Oh wow, thank God." But back to the treatment, that was just the diagnosis was just the beginning. Now the treatments, I didn't have insurance, so I had to go to equivalent of a general hospital, county hospital, and the doctor there was the same doctor from the private hospital, but he sees patients at the public or the county, and they had put up a treatment plan. I wasn't going to do radiation. I don't think you can do radiation for Hodgkin's lymphoma. I don't know. Again, I don't know anything. But I had to do 6 months of chemotherapy. To say it tested and challenged me physically, I lost my hair, skin discoloration, extreme illness, nausea, all of that during the treatment. Funny enough, I could only drink this Arab malt drink that was flavored non-alcoholic, and boiled chicken, boiled hen. Those are the only two things I could eat then. And it was quite interesting. And I can shout out my support system, my older brother. He lost the job eventually because of the whole thing. One of my good friends, uncle, I met him at Dillard's store that I worked at in Houston when I was in uni, and his now wife, Oyin, and some other people around me were very, very supportive. I don't even know how I could have survived without it. But the treatment was the kicker. 6 months of it. I can't remember what the intervals were, but first you go in, you do a test. If your numbers are good, your blood cells are fine, your blood count is fine, you go ahead and do it. I've gone there sometimes where my blood count was too low, and because I didn't have insurance, there's some drugs they couldn't prescribe for me, so I couldn't use. So I have to go back and then come back again, maybe a few days, and see. And again, we're talking about government hospital, long waits, long waits. Anyways, so went through all of that. There was no Uber. I had to drive myself from home to the hospital, park, go to the treatment. From finishing the treatment to getting to my car is a race against time, because it's already kicking in and real time, you begin to get sick. So I rushed to the car, then drive my way all the way down home. Sometimes it'll caught up with me because it took too long to get in my car to go home. So in the middle of driving to my apartment in Houston, I'll have to put my head out and throw up out of the car. Drove myself home. So like 2 to 3 days, I'm out of commission. So I lost a semester in school. 2 to 3 days home, sick, can't do anything. Then when it starts wearing off, and I can eat a bit. I can eat my boiled chicken and drink the malt drink, and I have a good time. Race against time again to the next time to do another treatment. But this episode, I was young, so maybe that helped me too. I wasn't drinking much, maybe very, 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 very light drinker, and I didn't smoke at all. And I didn't smoke cigarettes or weed or anything. So maybe that helped me also. Because even when I started the treatment, the doctors were just like, everything is just disappearing. Like, this is incredible. Like they couldn't even believe how fast I was responding to treatment. And I'm very grateful. So when we talk about privileges, I'm privileged to have been born in the US. Yeah, I grew up in Nigeria, but I was born in the US. So when we talk about privileges, that was a privilege because I don't know what had happened. Maybe if I was not in the US, if I wasn't diagnosed properly or early, things like that. Also, part of the reason why I'm extremely passionate about Nigeria and what we can do in Nigeria and giving back. In a weird way, it just makes me more passionate about fixing here. America has done a lot for me. I think that it's my time to do a lot for my country, my other country, my dual country, whatever you want to call it. But again, a resiliency. So the story is very long. It goes beyond diagnosis and treatment and everything about my resiliency. It talks about how I bounced back in uni, uh, almost failing out of school. I remember I had one more chemo session left, and this new semester started. So I enrolled. After taking one semester off, I enrolled, but I had to miss some classes, and I went to meet this intermediate accounting 1 and 2. Yes, I studied accounting in university. Thank you very much. Those of you that don't believe, I want to say F you, but I'm not stupid. I may joke a lot, but I'm actually quite intelligent. Studied accounting. That class, those 2 classes kick people's asses. And I went to meet the professor. I'm like, sir, I missed a few days of a few classes because I was doing treatment, blah, blah. The white guy said, I don't care. Anyways, I struggled and I ended up dropping the class and had to redo it the next semester. And the rest of the story will come out in the book eventually when I write it. I'm actually speaking to a few publishing companies and stuff right now. But the whole idea of resiliency is that, honestly, literally, if it doesn't kill you, if it doesn't literally kill you, like if you don't die, you can get back up. Honestly, this is not a figurative die. No, like I almost died, and I'm still here by the grace of God and everyone around me, and I'm very happy to be here. I'm fine. I'm actually, I'm fitter, stronger. I look better now in my 40s than even when I was much, much younger. And so I just want to tell you, if you've gotten any kind of diagnosis, if you are facing any serious health battle, if you're still alive, you still breathe, you have a chance. Particularly if they've not told you that is fatal, or it's what's the word? If there's no coming back from it, if you have a chance, and it doesn't kill you, you literally can overcome. A lot of people can't believe. I'm sure even now watching the story, they still will be shocked and they can't believe. But I'm here. And resiliency, honestly, even feels better when you know that you all you need is a chance to be alive, and everything else will fall in place. Hard work, prayer, luck. I mean, those 3 things to me have to be present. You have to pray or believe in a divine being or divinity or anything in destiny. You have to work very, very hard, and you have to be lucky too. I think I'm one of the luckiest people alive, and so please, not everything is a death sentence when they talk about cancer, but your attitude is what's going to get you out of it. Honestly, your mindset, your attitude, positive attitude, you would overcome it. I don't know if I'm going to start a foundation or start work in cancer advocacy in the near future, but I think that telling the story could help someone or some people and uplift them. So, happy birthday to me. This is my birthday present from myself to you. So if this story can help anyone, I hope it does. But please, if you have a chance, keep fighting. Thank you.